Dear colleagues, dear PCR companions, dear friends, warm greetings to all of you connecting from near and afar, perhaps from your office or from home, or as I know some of you have joined in your cath lab. A special welcome to the cath lab teams in Verona, Graz, Bristol, Madrid or elsewhere. Share your pictures on the social network so we will feel togetherness somehow. I'm absolutely delighted to be welcoming all of you live and alive from the PCR studios in Paris, in the company of my colleagues, Dr. Nicole Karam and Dr. Jean Fajadet, my alter ego. So Jean, aren't we delighted to be presenting this new initiative?
Yes, William. It's so important to always continue to share our knowledge, skills, experience, and perhaps especially in these difficult times. This is why we are delighted to have created this innovative online course, which is reaching out to even larger worldwide community than ever, free of access for healthcare professionals. It is reaching those who, even without the current crisis, would not have been able to participate in on-site course.
Quite right, Jean. And I'm turning to Dr. Karam. Nicole, you are representing the PCR Next Gen. Actually, you're one of the leaders of that PCR community, and you're working as an interventional cardiologist here in Paris at the Pompidou Hospital. We all know that the crisis did hit Paris quite badly, and I wonder whether you would like to share with us how this affected your practice and perhaps tell us a bit about your personal experience.
Yes, William. We did face a big surge of COVID-19 infections in Paris, and it lasted for like 2 months in here. But I don't want to complain because even though it was a tough time, I do know that there are lots of our colleagues who had a much worse situation elsewhere. In my hospital, we were able to benefit from the experience of our colleagues in Italy, who were hit by the wave way before us, and this gave us the time to adjust to what was coming up. And we also benefited from the information we got from the resource hub facing COVID-19 with PCR that you set up at the peak of the storm. So while I'm glad that the situation in France is back to almost normal and where I'm enjoying the opportunity to be here in this course, I would like to take a moment to think about all our colleagues who are still struggling with this pandemic. And I also want to think about all their patients and their families worldwide.
Absolutely. They all have great respect and sympathy. As in the past 30 years, PCR continues to be present through thick and thin, keeping the interventional community up to date on the latest scientific updates, sharing the best practice. And in this way, we can continue to do everything possible to improve the clinical outcome of our patients.
Sure. And yet just a few months ago, who would have imagined being able to put together an online course of this scale in such a short time? So a big thank you to the core team, to all presenters, to the PCR Next Gen and all PCR communities for donating your precious time, energy, and creativity. Thank you for your understanding and for helping us to reinvent interactive education in interventional cardiovascular medicine. We wish to thank our industrial partners. You have remained present throughout. Without your additional support for this new digital initiative, without your active engagement, nothing of this scope or extent would have happened. Thank you also for contributing a most valuable sponsored scientific program you did deliver in almost no time.
Now, let me take you to a guided tour on the course platform to find out what's lined up for you in the upcoming days. So here we are in the lobby, and you can decide whether you want to go to the session or to the exhibitions. So, in case you decide to go to the session, you can go to the main arena, and here you can find live demonstrations, late-breaking trials, state-of-the-art lectures, and live talks. What's important in these sessions is that you have the opportunity to interact with the presenters through online questions and answers. And the moderators will be passing on as many questions as possible to the speakers. So it's like a virtual equivalent of raising your hand. So
you can also participate through the chat box, and this is, for instance, in the case-based learning channel. You see the session there. You can click on it. Obviously, it's not open yet, but the right part of the screen shows the space for the chat. The same is in the channel set aside for abstracts and cases. No fixed agenda here, but unlimited access to over 50 videos among the best graded cases or abstracts submitted this year. By the way, all 908 accepted abstracts are published and available online in your intervention. And the channel there for dedicated hotline and innovation will, of course, provide lots of new information not to be missed.
Lastly, there is an interviews and roundtable channel specially dedicated to our industry partners. It will be providing free access over the 3 next days to a large choice of short videos that address the industry latest news and updates. Please also be sure to go and greet them on their virtual booth that you can see here on the screen with the major sponsor. And again, thanks to them. And in the back, you will see the PCR editing publishing booth. As you could see, you could find Euro-Intervention Journal, update chapter on PCR, EI-PCR textbook, the course abstract book, and the PCR trial book.
And here comes the cherry on the top. Even if we are far apart, we can still interact, not only with the speakers, but with anyone who is attending the course, and this through a direct chat. So please join.
Quite right. And now pay attention, because now comes the moment that we have all been waiting for.
So, on behalf of all of the PCR communities, it's an immense pleasure to officially declare the PCR eCourse 2020 officially open. Enjoy the course.
Very well done. Thank you very much, Nicole. And we're going to listen together to the inaugural lecture by Professor Gabriel Steg.